Welcome to Module 3 of our course on federal contracting. In this video, we will discuss identifying contracting opportunities using SAM.gov, NAICS codes, and interpreting RFPs. I'm Alex, your AI host, and let's get started. NAICS codes. You may have heard of them, but what are they? NAICS stands for North American Industry Classification System codes and are 6-digit numbers used to classify businesses based on the type of products or services they provide. NAICS codes were developed jointly by the US, Canada, and Mexico to ensure consistency in industry statistics and economic data. Why are NAICS codes important? In government contracting, federal agencies use NAICS codes to identify and categorize businesses eligible for specific contracts. Federal contracts often specify one or more NAICS codes to define the scope of work. Also, some contracts are set aside for businesses in certain NAICS categories, such as small businesses. NAICS codes can also be used for market research. They help businesses and agencies analyze industries, identify competitors, and assess market opportunities. You can do this research on SAM.gov. This site has mountains of data, and you can learn about government spending by specific agency, time periods, NAICS codes, and even location. This is one site you will want to get familiar with. What else do you need to do with NAICS codes? First, identify your business's NAICS codes. Determine which code or codes best describe your company's primary activities. To find your NAICS code, visit the NAICS code search tool at census.gov/NAICS. Multiple codes can apply if you offer diverse products or services. The search function is not as good as others, so an alternative will be to go to SAM.gov and search for similar work you're interested in. These will have NAICS codes on them, which will give you some direction. Second, verify the code relevance. Check if the code is used in federal contracts by searching for it on SAM.gov. We will go over this website in the next few slides. 3. Register your business. You will use your NAICS code or codes when registering on SAM.gov and other procurement databases. 4. Search for and target opportunities. Search for federal contracting opportunities and market research reports based on your NAICS code. And finally, number 5, verify size standards. Check whether your business qualifies as a small business for specific NAICS codes using the SBA's size standards table. The page is displayed here. The URL is long, but a simple web search of SBA size standards table will bring it up easily. This is SAM.gov, which is where most government procurement requests are posted. There are other avenues government agencies use, but those are typically with large contract vehicles. First, you want to create an account by clicking Sign in the upper right corner. We will not go into detail in this video as the exact steps change from time to time, but be rest assured that the account creation process is very straightforward. This is where you will also register your business using the NAICS codes we just talked about. Back on the home page, which you see here, is where you search for opportunities. Click on the Search tab to get started or input your search term, like what you want to sell, into the search box just to the bottom center of the screen. Here we see the results of searching for janitorial services. There are 175 results, but this includes awarded contract notifications and open solicitations. Let's take a closer look at a few of them. This is a request for information, or RFI, for facilities maintenance and custodial services at Edwards Air Force Base in California. Yes, that is a typo and not how you spell facilities. This is a nice example, though, in that government employees are regular people, and you don't need to feel intimidated by them or the process. Scrolling down, we will see the original published date and the original response date when responses are due. Under classification, it will be indicated if this is a small business or other type of set-aside, which for now, this one is not. In the description section, we get a more detailed summary of what the government is looking for. We also have points of contact for the government. They are blurred out here, but as a reminder, do not reach out to anyone listed on these postings in SAM except for official correspondence related to a specific opportunity. Do not send an introduction email or call them. In this RFI posting, vendors are told to submit a capabilities statement. We will cover this in a later module. Towards the bottom, you will also find attachments and links. This is where any supporting documentation is provided, such as the actual solicitation documents, your Q&As, amendments, or for RFIs, you may have a questionnaire or form to fill out. You will also find on this page, or in the attachments, specific instructions on how to submit your responses or documents. Follow these instructions exactly as provided. interpreting RFPs or requests for proposals. Once you have pulled an RFP from SAM.gov, there are key sections to focus on. The cover page along with the solicitation number, which is a unique identifier for the opportunity. The agency name, which government entity issuing the RFP, and response deadline, when submissions are due. The statement of work, or SAO, explains the agency's needs and project goals. Deliverables defines the expected outcomes, timelines, and performance standards. What you want to do is make sure that your company capabilities match the SAO to determine if it is a good fit. Evaluation criteria will also be in the documentation provided. The criteria may include technical capabilities and past performance, which is your track record on similar projects. Note here that some solicitations require very specific past performance, not only of the type of work, but also work with that specific agency or with another government agency. Private sector past performance is a plus, but some agencies prefer vendors with government experience. Submission requirements will include details on formatting, submission platforms such as an email address or a web portal, and content structure. And finally, any special clauses and attachments, which could be compliance requirements, such as FAR clauses or specific cybersecurity standards. Ensure you include all requested documents and forms. Some pages may require signatures, and any amendments or supplemental materials may need to be acknowledged. This simple mistake can remove you from consideration, and there is generally no recourse. Do not make this mistake. Just from this slide alone, you can see there is a lot of information you have to be mindful of. Make it a habit to evaluate opportunities objectively. Just because you have done the work before or it is your area of expertise, this does not mean you should pursue it. You can develop an opportunity evaluation matrix where you assess RFPs based on fit, profitability, and feasibility. Consider the following example of a scoring system with each criterion rated on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being low and 5 being high. Technical fit. How well does the requirement align with your expertise, resources, and NAICS codes? Profitability. What is the potential profit margin after costs such as labor, materials, and compliance? Feasibility. What is your ability to meet requirements within the timeline and budget? And the last category, strategic value. What are the long-term benefits to your firm? Is it relationship building? Entering a new federal agency? Expanding into newer capabilities? You will put a weight or percent on each of these categories based on their importance to you. If all are equal, then put each at 25%. This is not likely the case, as you will want to match your overall company strategy, say expanding into the federal marketplace or focusing on a specific capability, and to do so, you will put less weight on profitability as you expand your enterprise. Alternatively, you may have stable capabilities and customers, so you want to focus on profitability, so you will make this a higher consideration or percentage in your evaluation matrix. You may hear the term P-scores, which stands for probability scores. All this is a subjective judgment on how likely you are to win an opportunity. There's no set way to do it. Some companies have formulas to calculate a P-win, but even these are very subjective. Do not get too wrapped up in P-scores and simply be consistent in your evaluation methodology. And now you know the basics of SAM.gov and searching for government solicitations. Take the time to explore the sites mentioned in this video. There is a lot to learn, and everyone has their own way of using these tools, but they are tools everyone needs to use one way or the other. This micro-learning course is written and produced by Michael Bouchard. Michael is a former U.S. naval officer and has nearly 20 years of experience in sales and management consulting, specializing in reorganizations, turnarounds, and realignments. Over the course of his career, Michael has worked with more than 8 different federal agencies and dozens of private sector clients across the United States, Europe, the Middle East, and Central Asia. If you have any questions about federal contracting, feel free to contact him at michael@takotaglobal.com or connect with him on LinkedIn. Thank you, and we'll see you in Module 4.